Wyoming residents are speaking out against Rocky Mountain Power's request for a 30% rate increase. The Wyoming legislature is hoping to close a loophole in the state's drug laws regarding a substance called Delta 8, and thousands of CenturyLink customers around the state were cut off Tuesday. Bringing you these stories and more from Wyoming's largest news organization, I'm Wendy Corr for Cowboy State Daily. At a public meeting on Monday evening, Riverton residents voiced their opposition to Rocky Mountain Power's requested 30% increase in electricity rates. They told the Public Service Commission that the increase would, quote, destroy so many families. Energy reporter Kevin Kilo said the people who spoke at the hearing blamed Wyoming's largest utility for its investments in renewable energy, which they argued were only meant to serve non-Wyoming customers' green energy goals.
Lloyd Larson said, here in Wyoming, we're happy to provide that wind energy if that's what they want, but those states should pay for it. It shouldn't fall to Wyoming.
The meeting was the second of a series of public listening sessions that the Wyoming Public Service Commission is holding in the lead up to its October hearing on the proposal. The PSC will hold hearings in Laramie on September 25th and in Casper on October 12th. A group of pranksters caused a disruption in Monday night's Wyoming Public Service Commission meeting. To ensure wide participation, the meetings are accessible via Zoom, perhaps a bit too accessible, according to energy reporter Kevin Kilo.
They were doing what's called Zoom bombing. Essentially, they were trying to disrupt the meeting by logging on to the meeting. One of the trolls exposed himself, and they were shouting racial slurs.
John Burbridge, Secretary and Chief Counsel for the PSC, commended the Commission's IT people for ejecting the trolls as quickly as they did. After several disruptions early in the meeting, the trolls gave up. Well, the Wyoming legislature is considering cracking down on a type of marijuana that's been evading investigators because of a loophole in state laws. During Tuesday's Joint Judiciary Committee meeting, legislators considered two draft bills addressing Delta 8 THC, often referred to as marijuana light. Cowboy State Daily's Leah Wolfson reports that this is a bill that was supported by Cody High School's Youth for Justice program during the legislative session.
There were students that came to the Wyoming legislature from Cody High School last year who testified that at least 6 of their fellow classmates were sent to the emergency room thanks to ingesting Delta 8. Delta 8 is fully legal in Wyoming as long as it has less than 0.3% THC.
Delta 8 THC occurs naturally in hemp and any cannabis plant in trace amounts. I'll be back with more news right after this.
At Hilltop Bank, we understand that buying a home is a big decision. That's why we're here to be your trusted partner on the path to home ownership. Our experienced mortgage team will guide you every step of the way, from pre-approval to closing. We offer competitive rates and a wide variety of home loan options to best suit your needs. With our local knowledge and personalized service, you'll feel confident and comfortable throughout the entire home buying process. Contact us today to start your journey toward home ownership. Hilltop Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
A Riverton man convicted last year of molesting a young girl for most of her life will not get a new trial after failing to convince the Wyoming Supreme Court that prosecutors paraded inflammatory witnesses into his trial to incite the jury. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that David Munda claimed that the testimonies of 3 witnesses during his August 2022 trial were unfair and cumulatively sabotaged his whole trial.
On appeal, he argued to the Wyoming Supreme Court that a couple of these witnesses that testified against him used words like rape and subjecting to fellatio. And he said, they're just riling up the jury without giving any weighty evidence, and they're violating this evidentiary rule.
However, in a Monday ruling penned by Wyoming Supreme Court Justice Carrie Gray, the court reminded Munda that those terms are in common parlance among non-lawyers, and the use of those terms in court does not mean that he can get a new trial. And thousands of CenturyLink customers Tuesday were left without phone service after a fiber break, which affected 911 service for people in Casper and Northeast Wyoming. The Campbell County Emergency Management Coordinator told Cowboy State Daily's Greg Johnson that the outage reportedly was caused by a break in a fiber optic cable sometime early Tuesday morning.
A fiber optic cable that was cut during some maintenance caused quite a widespread outage for CenturyLink customers in Northeast Wyoming and some other parts. Campbell County, Weston, Crook counties. There's also reports in Casper and as far away as Thermopolis that we're having problems with it. The company doesn't say exactly how many, but we've heard close to 20,000. They say that a third-party worker cut it and that it's all been restored now.
And that's today's news. If you're ready to unlock your daily dose of Wyoming, sign up for the Cowboy State Daily newsletter at www.cowboystatedaily.com. I'm Wendy Corr for Cowboy State Daily.